What is going on, you guys? This is Tech HD, and we're going to be taking a look at BenQ's latest console gaming projector, the X3100i. This is a successor from the X3000i, which I covered on my channel over a year ago, and before that, the X1300i, which I covered over 2 years ago. And I'll have links down in the description below to those videos so you guys can go check them out. But let's dive in and take a look at the X3100i, what it has to offer. Links to everything is going to be down in the description below, and let's get started. So now let's take a look at what it all comes with. We got the quick start guide, the add-on feed to adjust the height of the projector, the remote control with the batteries, 2 AC plugs, one for the EU and the other for the US, the QS02 HDMI media streaming device now supporting Netflix, and finally the X3100i projector. On the side we have the focus and zoom knobs, and we have the controls like the power button, the 5-key navigator, input button, the back menu and mode button, and the eco blank button. Taking a look at the I/O ports, we have 2 HDMI 2.0 ports and the second HDMI port supporting eARC. We also have the 12-volt trigger, a USB port, an optical port, the RS-232 port, and the audio out port. We also have 2 5-watt speakers with cinematic sound to create spatial audio for gaming. And lastly, we have the power port on the bottom. On the top there is the dial for the vertical lens shift, and underneath the top cover is the third HDMI for the QS02 dongle. And lastly, on the bottom there are the screws to be able to put this on a ceiling mount. Now first, before we get started, we need to install the QS02 media streaming device, and to do that we need to unscrew the top cover to be able to access the compartment. After that, taking a look at what's inside of the box, we get another remote to control the Android TV. We also see that the QS02 now has a female HDMI port instead of a male HDMI, so that's probably why the previous model projector, the X3000i, couldn't come with this media device. I'm also surprised that it still uses a micro USB instead of a USB-C, but that's not a big deal. So now we just plug in the QS02 into the projector and the micro USB cable for it to power. Screw the cover back on and you are all set. Now, taking a look at the specs of the X3100i, it offers up to 4K 60Hz at 16.67 milliseconds. You can also do 1080p 120Hz at 8.33 milliseconds and 240Hz at 4 milliseconds in response time. But now it also offers 2K 60Hz at 16.67 milliseconds and 120Hz at 8.3 milliseconds, which is a nice add-on for the next-gen consoles. The X3100i has a 4 LED light source and has a brightness of 3300 ANSI lumens and has a color accuracy of 100% in DCI-P3 and 95% Rec. 709. It also supports HDR Pro and is going for $23.99 US. So for these tests, I have the X3100i mounted on the ceiling in my garage, and I'm using BenQ's universal ceiling mount. It's being casted on a 100-inch projector screen from Elite Screens to get the best color accuracy and light brightness. I also use the new vertical lens shift, which offers 40 to 60% vertical shift, so I can have the screen where I want it. Now, like the X3000i, this is a 4 LED gaming projector, and what that means is that it has a much wider color range, and you will get the most accurate and saturated colors compared to the lamp-based projectors, which is why it's capable of offering 100% DCI-P3 color accuracy instead of a Rec. 709, and is why it also supports HDR Pro. There is also no warm-up period when turning on the LED projector, so you'll get the set brightness right at the beginning, and it also emits less heat. LED also lasts much longer than DLP projectors, and you'll get a more consistent color throughout the lifespan of the LEDs. BenQ has an article all about this that goes way more in detail, so I'll have a link down in the description below if you guys want to learn more about it. Now, I tested this with my Xbox Series X and PS5, and in the settings you can see that I could play at 4K 60Hz, 1080p 120Hz, and now even 1440p 120Hz, which is a nice add-on, and it's compatible with everything minus Dolby Vision and 4K 120Hz. The projector has multiple game modes to offer the best visuals and audio for those genres of games like RPG, SPG, FPS, and RCG. I tested this projector with multiple games like Call of Duty, Halo, Spider-Man 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Gotham Knights, and God of War Ragnarok. But before we get into that, I also want to mention another new feature about this projector, and that is BenQ SettingXchange. This is a software where you can upload expert projector image settings for those games and experience the best visuals. All you need to do is download the software onto your computer or laptop. Next, have your computer be connected to the projector with a USB cable. I used a USB Type-A male-to-male cable, and that seemed to be the best option. USB Type-A to C cable didn't work for me, unfortunately. Then open the app and select the download game settings, and they'll open the page and you'll see all the games that it supports. Now, unfortunately, not all games have the file to download, so you'll have to change the settings manually. You won't need a computer to do that. Once you download the file, you could then preview and apply the file to the projector and choose the target picture mode. So now that you know about BenQ SettingXchange, know that all the gameplay that you're seeing is from the software and profiles for the corresponding game. Now, playing FPS games like Call of Duty and Halo at 4K, the visuals and details looks amazing and very sharp. Watching the cutscenes really showcases the detail. Playing at 16 milliseconds is doable and feels responsive and somewhat quick, but when we switch over to the new 1440p at 120Hz, you definitely feel the smooth motion and lower response time, dropping it down to 8.3 milliseconds. The detail is still sharp and not so noticeable in loss in quality. Here is a side-by-side comparison, and let me know what you guys think about it. I love the detail, but I'm actually okay dropping down to 1440p if it gives me a high refresh rate and a lower response time. It's definitely necessary in an FPS game. Playing on my PC at 1080p 240Hz is on another level though. The quick response time of 4 milliseconds is a night and day difference, and the motion is just so buttery smooth. I hope one day gaming projectors can reach this level of response time and high refresh rate at a higher resolution soon. Another new feature added to the X3100i is the FPS Crosshair. So now I can add a crosshair onto the screen for games where hip firing is important and can help with my accuracy. You can adjust the up, down, left, and right to have it be directly on the scope or iron sight, and you have two types of crosshairs to choose from. Jumping into a more open world game like Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Gotham Knights, and Hogwarts Legacy, a high refresh rate and lower response time aren't all that necessary, and for this I would prefer gaming in 4K. By doing that, you get all the details of the open world games, and paired with the color accuracy, you get unbelievable quality. And using the profile settings, I can see all the details from dark games like Gotham Knights, the color vibrancy in Spider-Man 2 and God of War Ragnarok. Honestly, having this setup in my garage is perfect because there's absolutely no light entering the room, and 3300 lumens is more than enough to experience everything. Now, even with my ceiling lights on, I could still somewhat game, but you'll definitely see the screen more washed out. The 100% P3 color accuracy paired with HDR10 and BenQ's auto color calibration, you'll get amazing colors and visual quality while also having a longevity of consistent vibrant colors. I also love to enable the wide color gamut. Having this enabled will complement the DCI P3 color gamut and allow for deeper black levels and a wider color range, perfect for open world role-playing games. Now, when it comes to watching movies, I'm happy that we finally have Netflix support with the QS02. The projector will automatically detect an HDR10 signal and will enable it. I also love to enable the wide color gamut to, again, get the best color range and black levels. So watching movies on Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, etc. has been great, and I've had no issues so far when it comes to freezing or audio syncing. The detail and clarity looks really good, and the black levels are really nice as well when it comes to dark scenarios. I truly love watching movies and being immersed with the X3100i. Lastly, there are the built-in stereo speakers. There are two 5-watt speakers that is powered by cinematic sound to enhance audio dynamically to create a 3D audio experience. There are 5 modes: cinema, music, FPS, SPG, and RCG. So now let's take a listen and hear how it performs.
All of existence is in grave danger. The TVA is gone.
I think you mean ATV, and no, we got in 2 of them last week.
I need everyone to help us fix it.
Oh, it's a party.
Okay, if you're too late, you would be lost to time forever.
scoreless. Here's Prescott. Has time. Delivers. Beautiful catch in stride. Jake Ferguson, the tight end, who has really come on in his second year. He's become the second favorite target for Prescott.
He's an outside receiver.
And it's third down. Only a three-man rush. Thibodeau coming with pressure. Prescott escapes. Looking to run. Looking to pick it up. And will. And a penalty flag coming from the secondary, too.
Taking a shot downfield.
And the extra 5 yards was a penalty on Banks, who was on Lamb again.
Gaming on the X3100i has been amazing, and I love the improvements that have been made, like making it a little bit brighter, offering 1440p at 120Hz now, having the SettingXchange to be able to download and upload profiles for specific games, and offering a vertical lens shift to make it easier to set up. The detail and color quality have been amazing for both gaming and watching movies, and I've been impressed with the built-in speakers as well. But getting into the cons, there are very minimal difference compared to the X3000i. The major things you get are 300 extra lumens of brightness, the support for Netflix, and the add-on 1440p support. There is no difference in response time on any of the other resolutions compared to the older model. There's no difference in picture quality. It actually went down a bit in the Rec 709, going from 98% to 95% color accuracy. Not sure why that is. And there's still no HDMI 2.1 ports to support 4K 120Hz for the next-gen consoles. This is advertised as a flagship console gaming projector, but it doesn't even fully support what the Xbox Series X and the PS5 have to offer, and they've been out for almost 3 years now. So I'm a bit disappointed that this newer model doesn't offer that, and it's very minimal from the X3000i, and the price difference between them is $400. $600 since the X3000i is currently on sale, so that makes it really hard to recommend this projector and if it's worth the upgrade. Lastly, I would like to mention that I would highly recommend using HDMI 2.1 cables for this projector. I tried a regular HDMI 2.0 cable first, and that gave me so much disconnection issues on the PS5, and it couldn't support the 1440p signal, and you'll see a lot of flickering on the screen as well. But when I switched over to an HDMI 2.1 cable, I had no problems with it whatsoever. So I definitely keep an eye if you have similar issues though, and to definitely use HDMI 2.1 even though that the projector doesn't support it. But if you already own the X3000i, I definitely don't recommend upgrading to the X3100i. There are very minimal differences to do that. But if you don't own the gaming projector yet and you want the highest brightness, resolution, and refresh rate support, and to play Netflix content, then I would 100% recommend the X3100i. We'll just have to wait and see for the next model to get a much bigger improvement. But there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do have any questions or concerns, please let me know down in the comments below. And like I said before, everything is going to be linked down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so that you guys could be notified whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. As always, TechHD. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!